Breakups can be really difficult. I know that because I've been through a few of them myself. One or two of them were particularly really tough, completely heartbroken. Yet they helped me build the man that I am today. So it was obviously bad at the time, but when I look back on it now, it was amazing. It was one of the best things that could have happened to me. This video, I'm gonna give you 10 things that you need to do after a breakup, which will help you heal from the pain. Now, it's obviously easier said than done. And right now, if you're going through a breakup, you probably can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. It feels so painful. You don't think you'll ever get over it. You don't think you'll ever find anyone new. Your heart is so broken that you can't see straight because you're completely clouded and your vision is foggy and you're like, oh, I miss her so much, or I miss him so much. So I completely understand what you're going through. Let me give you the 10 steps, and that may give you a step-by-step guide as to how you should potentially act post-breakup. So the first thing I want to say is allow yourself to grieve. It's absolutely fine to feel like shit after a breakup. It's normal. If you think that you're supposed to look cool and brazen after a breakup just to impress your friends, to show them that, oh, I don't need her, I don't care, I'm all good, I can crack on, so what? I'm fine anyway, yeah, I'm a G, blah, blah, I'll find someone else. Then you're only lying to yourself. So don't worry about how you look in front of other people, okay? Really allow yourself to grieve, take the pain and be like, look, and you're gonna be angry, you're gonna be disappointed, there's gonna be sadness, there's gonna be a range of different emotions. They actually call it the 7 stages of grief, okay? So you'll literally go through all of these different stages, and I'll do another video on that at some point. And you have to go through every single stage in order to properly heal from a breakup. The second thing I'd say is that you should be seeking support from people that you love, people that care about you. Not necessarily people you care about, people that care about you. And they can come from any walks of life. It could be your mother, it could be your best friend, it could be some random guy you met 2 weeks ago who took a liking to you and who wants to help you out and who wants to mentor you. So you really should seek support. Don't expect to get through this on your own. Okay? It can be an extremely difficult time. And if you're just gonna sit in your room alone and suffer and grieve, oh, it's gonna make it 10 times worse. Okay, so what I found when I broke up was that I reached out to my friends, I spent time with them, and they were there for me. They were there for me and they gave me good advice and they settled me down. And without them, I wouldn't have made it. Without them, I would have been crushed for so much longer. So that's what good friends do, and that's what good families do. They're not only there for emotional support, but they make sure that you don't go through it for too long and that you recover faster, because the idea is that you're going to be in pain, okay? There's no doubt that you're actually going to be in pain after a breakup. No one's denying that. It's just how long does that pain last for? It could last for a whole year, or it could last for a few months, or it could last for a month, or it could last for a few weeks. The idea is to bring that time as short as possible by taking into account these 10 steps. Now, the third thing I would say is, and this is extremely important, establish boundaries. One of the big things after a breakup that I always read for many, many years online, and I took this into account myself, is the 30-day no contact rule, okay? So once you've officially broken up with your girlfriend or your boyfriend, you need to take some time off that person and you cannot communicate with them. You can't keep texting and talking about things and trying to make it work. If you've broken up, then it's over. If it's a big breakup and it's real and you know deep in your heart that it's real, and she also knows, or he also knows that it's a real breakup, then you need to go no contact. You cannot speak to them. I wouldn't necessarily say block them on Instagram and social media. I think that's extreme. But what you should definitely do is mute them, okay? Unfollow, mute on Instagram, any socials that you may follow. You need to distance yourself from those things. You cannot keep looking at pictures of her. You cannot keep having any contact. You can't keep reading through the WhatsApps. You can't keep reading through the text messages. It's just gonna kill you and put you in so much pain. And the idea is you're supposed to move forward and upwards in life, not sideways or backwards. And that's what's gonna happen if you keep reading the same text messages. And at that point, what's going to happen is you're going to see a lot of Instagram new pictures come up, stories. You know, the person that the person that you've broken up with is probably going to try and get themselves back to life. So they're going to put themselves out there again. You know, what women usually do is they end up flaunting themselves online after a breakup. And you don't want to see her flaunting herself, because that's going to make you feel like shit. Okay, so I wouldn't say block. I think block is a heavy thing. But look, if you really feel like you need to block and you feel like you're going to end up checking their Instagram, then just block. Okay, do what's best for you. I think blocking is a little bit extreme personally, but if you think you're not going to be able to not look, then just block and move on. And give it time, okay? Give it time, give it the 30 days, and at the end of the 30 days, reassess how you feel. Again, the no contact rule is a completely different video, which I could talk about for days, because it's extremely important exactly how you execute the no contact rule. Point number 4 about how to get over a breakup is, and this one's really important to me personally, is to focus on self-care. The first thing I did when I broke up with my girlfriends, one of them I loved so much, and I had to dump her because I knew we weren't compatible, and it broke my heart. I was in pieces. I went from this strong man who was emotionally stable to a complete wreck and a complete mess. So I'd focus on self-care. The first thing you want to do is get into the gym. Your physical will adjust your mental, okay? It's very hard to adjust your mental after a breakup. The best way to do it is by going for a run, getting in the gym, sweating it out. I notice, especially playing team sports, okay? If I play football with the lads or a game of touch rugby in the park, interaction with the boys, you've done something different, you've socialized, you've seen there's a different side of life. And you've got out of that pain and that strife where you're stuck in your room just sitting around thinking about it. So I'd get physical, I'd really focus on self-care, I'd maintain a healthy lifestyle, and be very, very careful not to drink alcohol and take a bunch of drugs. If you think smoking weed is going to get you over your ex, you're absolutely wrong. If you think drunken nights are going to get you over your ex, you're absolutely wrong. That's a surefire way to put yourself in even more depression and to get super over-analytical about the scenario and end up sending a text message that you do not want to send. Point number 5 is to reflect upon the relationship. Why did you break up? Did you break up for reasons that made sense? Did you break up for silly reasons that you don't think actually make sense? That you think, you know what, I should still be with this person? Or did you break up because she cheated on you? If that's the case, then you know what the right thing to do is, and that would be to walk away from the relationship. So you need to reflect on relationship. You need to discuss and think in your own mind, why did we break off? You know, did we have a good time? I enjoyed the good moments. We've got great memories. Should it just be a memory? Or is this something I should come back to? I remember many years ago, my brother, after being with his girlfriend for 5 years, broke up with her. They broke up for 2 years and then got back together and ended up having 3 children. And now they live happily ever after. Well, I don't want to say that word, that sounds too cheesy. But they live happy together in London with 3 beautiful boys, my nephews. And so that's what it took. It took 2 years of them to be apart from each other in order to realize that that was the person for them. So it's fine for you to go and reflect on that relationship and think about what the reasons why you broke up with that person. Should have you broken up? Should you have not? Should you still be with them? Give it some time. And as you reflect, you'll realize that you'll come up with the right answers, and then you can reach out in your own time to see whether that person is also in line with the way you're thinking. The 6th thing I would say is to avoid blame, okay? Do not put the blame on them. Well, it was because of her, she did this, she said that, she did this. A relationship is a two-way thing. You both had the opportunity to communicate with each other, okay? So avoid putting the blame on her, avoid putting the blame on other people as well in the relationship. Oh, it was my friends, it was them, it was this, everyone just ruined everything. You know, the responsibility is yours. If she cheated on you, you also got to think, why did she cheat on you? Okay? Don't just be like, oh, she cheated on me, man, it's over. Like, nah, she messed up. Why did she cheat? There may be a reason. Maybe she felt uncomfortable, maybe she lost respect for you. You must consider these things because they'll help you in your decisions moving forward in life. and also help you in the decision whether you should still be with that person after you've done a period of no contact and you've walked away, to have this air of separation, which is very healthy once you've broken up with someone. The seventh point, keep busy. If you're sitting around in your room with nothing to do after a breakup, it's the only thing you're going to think about, and it's a complete disaster. And you're just not going to be able to think about anything else. So, like I said, you keep busy, you play team sports, you get stuck into work, you get stuck into a new project. Can I tell you, actually, when I broke up with my two ex-girlfriends, they were both from Vancouver, Canada, funnily enough. I met them in different parts of the world while I was traveling. One was in Vegas and one I met in Malta at a music festival. When I broke up with those girls, I took it upon myself to learn something new. I picked up a new book on meditation. I picked up books on how to be patient and calm and how to make relationships work, and I tried to learn more about social dynamics. I took it into my own hands to learn something new, to get busy with a hobby, and that really helped me grow and develop as a person. Okay? Like, the idea is you have to keep busy after a breakup. Either you're going to the gym, you're staying active, you're keeping fit, then you're playing football with your friends, or you're playing volleyball with your girly friends, or you're, going for a walk with a good friend of yours and chatting it out, and then you're going to a bloody dog kennel and spending time with dogs. Well, keep busy, do things. There's so many things to do. Don't just sit in your room and grovel over the breakup, because it's going to be so much harder to get over the breakup at that point. The eighth thing I would say, and this loops in with the last thing, is to set new goals. There's nothing better, my friends, than a breakup and the energy that you can use that for moving forward, okay? After a breakup, you should see it as a new life, a new lease of life, okay? You now have a chance to be single, to do something new. I know a lot of people, actually, that when they break up, they go traveling. I know girls that broke up with their, childhood boyfriend. Bang, 3 weeks later, they've planned a trip to Thailand, and they've gone to Thailand for 3 months, and they've got a job out there working in a bar or remotely doing social media stuff or freelancing. And they've gone out there and they've just done something completely new. And that is fantastic. And they set themselves new goals. They say, you know what? I was with that person for so long. I want to travel now. I want to go and see new things in the world. I've always wanted to read this particular book. I've always wanted to write a book. I've always wanted to start a podcast. I've always wanted to get a dog. I've always wanted to start this business. I've always wanted to get a promotion. I've always wanted to change my career path. Use this as an opportunity. Use it as fuel to do something new in your life and to set a new goal and new parameters. Because that will not only help you get over your breakup, but it will help you carve a new path in life. And that's why at the start of the video, when I told you my breakups led to such a level of growth that they built me to the man I am today. If it wasn't for those breakups, I probably wouldn't be the man I am today without the same sorts of knowledge. Now, number 9, if you feel like this isn't working for you, you may want to consider getting professional help. Okay, a therapist of some sort. There are a lot of breakup therapists. I'd probably consider myself as one of the best breakup therapists, to be completely honest. If I took people on board after a breakup and they stayed with me for a few weeks, I would turn them around into monsters. And they would look back at their ex and say, well, it was what it was, but I see now that I can move on, and maybe they're not right for me, and so be it. I have to move on in my life. And so that's what I would do. I would turn you into beats, get you into the gym, get you fit, get you healthy, get you setting new goals, get you believing in yourself again, get you happy and satisfied with life and seeing the light and the beauty that this world has to offer and all the opportunities. So if you are struggling to get over the breakup and it's been weeks and it's been months, then it may make sense for you to actually seek professional help from a therapist who's been doing this a long time, who's got good testimonials online. Okay, that's just a simple Google search. Now, the final thing I would say is give yourself time. There's a reason why the 7 stages of grief exists. Psychiatrists, psychologists know that it's going to take you time to get over this breakup. It's okay to not rush into feeling better again. Let me tell you something I've observed. The reason why women get over breakups faster than men is because when men have a breakup, They go out, hit the town, start drinking, try and sleep with a bunch of women, try and get this validation about themselves again. And they're out there like, oh, I don't need that bitch anyway. Oh, it's all good. I just get out there and do my thing. Oh, it's all good. All these girls, that they love me. Who cares about that? Who cares about her? She messed up anyway. And they go out and they do all this stuff. And weeks and months later, they completely slump. So they went on this massive high, this massive bender. And then all of a sudden they go, boom. Shit. I miss her. I didn't grieve properly. All these other girls mean nothing. I haven't really been working on myself correctly. I'm still in pain, and I've done really nothing about this to help heal, apart from go out, spend the money on a bunch of alcohol, sleep with a bunch of random girls, and pretend that I was okay. Women, on the other hand, will cry it out, you know, deal with the emotions, blurt out the feelings, feel the sadness, hang out with their girls, watch some sad movies, cry away, talk to their friends about all this stuff, deal with the pain. And then once when they've dealt with the pain, they pick themselves back up and they get back out there in the world. And they feel better because they've let themselves grieve. They've given themselves time to grieve. Men are just not in touch with their emotions enough. So they think, oh, I'm all good, I'm fine, you know, I'm a man, that's all good, I don't need that. It's all good. You can admit it's not a weakness to have emotions as a man. Absolutely not. In fact, I see it as a strength, not a weakness at all. So you take your time to grieve. You know, I'm not saying you sit there and cry. If you need to cry, cry. Do what you need to do to grieve and get over the pain. All I'm saying to you is be okay with taking time. Realize that it's actually going to take time, and just get over it on your own pace. Okay. You know, on a final note, we all deal with these breakups in a different way. We all deal with them at our own pace. So don't feel as though you have to move at someone else's pace. Just take your time with it. You know, it can be overwhelming, it can be painful, but seeking help from your friends, from the people you love, from YouTube videos like this, from content online, from books, can be really, really helpful. You need to have this growth mindset that I can get better, I'm going to read this, I'm going to meditate, I'm going to calm down. If that didn't work, then you're gonna get professional help. You know, you don't wanna bore your friends too much with this kind of conversation, because eventually they'll be like, oh God, he's talking about this again. So, you know, ultimately the road to recovery is a long one, and it's a roller coaster of emotions. It's up and down, and some days you're good, and some days you're back in here, and some days you're up. But what I will tell you is eventually you will get better, because from my experiences, now in my mid-30s, with the things I've done, with the people I've been with the money I've made, with the vast range of experience that I have dealt with, and because I'm open with my own emotions, and I'm open with you guys about my emotions here on the camera, and my people who I love and care about, otherwise I wouldn't make these videos. You know, I have realized that you have to go through it at your own pace. You have to take the pain, and you have to have this growth understanding that you will get better and you will improve yourself. Either you'll go to the gym and start looking better, either you'll book a trip, or you'll set that new goal, or you'll get closer to your mother, or closer to your father, or closer to a particular friend that you left out for so many years. Goodness will come from this, and in time you will do better. Just understand that it takes time, but I promise you, whatever you're feeling now, you will start to feel better in the future if you aim and focus on building yourself and not groveling and sitting in the past and in the dust and always thinking about what could have been. What's done is done. You must move forward. You must move upward. Life is short. Let's not spend too much time worrying and stressing. It will get better. Give it some time. I hope this was useful. Please forward this to someone who really needs to hear this. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.